All right. Well, this is a long time coming. And I said, I don't remember how long ago I promised this. I believe it was before Fontaine even came out. But I think it might have been right around the time Charlotte was happening in the event. But I did promise for a long time that we would do a hat tier list where I would rank the Genshin characters on their hats. And I did not establish how we would do this, so there were two ideologies of thought. One, we would rank them on how much I would like to have their hat, or just an overall ranking of the hats. So we're going to do an overall ranking of the hats this time, and maybe we'll save it for another stream of would I want their hat, or maybe we'll just add that in as a little bit of a tidbit throw on. So we're going to basically have a few tiers here. We're going to rank them from no hat to top hat. So, long story short, rating Genshin characters on their hats. So let's just get this started. So let's just start with Ether, moving him quickly right into the no hat tier. Now, one last thing I should probably also clarify before we go any further is we're going to use this definition for a hat. A hat is an accessory or apparel item that you wear on the head. So, in the case of Lumine, she has a flower accessory in her head. That counts. So, is it a hat? Yes. Is it a good hat? I'll put that in the D tier. It's something. It's checking the boxes. It met the qualifications. You put your foot in the door. You're here. You got a hat. Thank you, Lumine. Alright. Jean. Can I get a picture of Jean? From the side. She has a ribbon. She has a ribbon in her ponytail. That counts. Jean technically wearing a hat. Bare definition. Bare bones definition. Jean wears a hat. I'll put you right behind Lumine. Actually, move you up into C tier. I consider a ribbon a lot closer to being a hat than I consider putting a flower in your hair. Flower in your hair, it's like a hair clip. Is it a hat by the broadest definition of hat? Yes. But barely. Now, a ribbon, that's a little bit more. Alright, here we go. Lisa. Now, Lisa's hat is really impressive. You can see it just from this image alone, that it's got inner lining frills, it's got rose adornments, it's got a great band, it is a stereotypical witch hat beyond that, but the level of detail in Lisa's hat leaves nothing to be desired. It checks all of my boxes. This is our first S tier hat. Alright. Now we're going to one of my other favorite characters, Amber. I love all of the early Mondstadt characters. Similar to Jean, Amber sports a nice little bow ribbon with the dual ribbon tying so it looks like bunny ears. So, it is far and above Jean. If Jean is the barrier to entry for ribbon characters, Amber is going to knock you back down to D tier. So, Jean, you're the top of D tier now. Amber, you get to sit in C tier. You read the assignment, you did the assignment, and then you added your own personality to it on top of that. Way to go, Amber. Alright, now we have Noelle. So, Noelle has this almost like a nurse cap headband thing going. It's very simple. It is a hat. She also has the rose adornments, which tie into her character story quite a bit. And her obsession with Vanessa. You know what? If we got a solid, I'm gonna give you that a solid B tier. I was gonna put her lower, but in all honesty, if we're counting the roses, she's effectively wearing 2 hats. 3 hats, maybe even. And she even has like the little braid headband thing on top of that with the hair clips. So yeah, top, way to go, Noelle. You actually exceeded my expectations. All right, now we got Barbara. Barbara. What do I have to say about Barbara's hat? Again, like Noelle's hat, it's a little bit of a, almost like a nurse headband in a way. Although, unlike Noelle's hat, it does have the golden embroidery on it, as well as it's got multiple colors involved. I'm gonna have to put this above Noelle. It's a much better hat, and then we have the ties for the twin tails on top of that. So, it's not something any really fancy, but we're gonna put it in B. You know what? I think I do like Noelle's better. Although, because the hat itself is better, we'll put it above Noelle. Sucrose. Let's take a look at Sucrose. Sucrose is next. Sucrose is one of the characters I kind of forgot wore a hat. So let's get another look at this. Ah, now that is an interesting hat. So yeah, this is a really nice hat. I don't really have much more to say about this. It's a style of hat that I like. It's a cap. It's not any fancy type of cap, but I like to call them schmuck caps because it's basically a flat cap, but it's more bulbous. This is basically a wizard hat. This is like a court mage type hat in a fantasy setting. You see them all the time. And honestly, it suits her. Most characters with a design similar to Sucrose have a hat similar to this. Sometimes it has a cowl attached, but this one does not. I think Sucrose, there's a lot of gold embroidery on it, so we'll slot you at the top of B. Alright, the Prinzessin der Verurteilung. What do I have to say about Amy's hat? You know what? Actually, what was the other skin that Fischl had for the event that I didn't get to play in? Long story short, right now, I'll just put her ahead of Jean in the D tier. I will admit that her bow looking like a batwing is pretty neat. But yeah, I'm really comfortable, but just slotting her at the top of the D tier. Alright, we have another witch hat. Mona. Now, Mona's hat, unlike Lisa's hat, it astounds me that Mona is the 5-star and Lisa is the 4-star. Because in just sheer hat design, Lisa's is above and beyond better. Not to scoff anything at Mona's, but if I'm putting Lisa's hat in S, Mona, you can sit at the top of A. You're our first A hat. It's a really nice hat. It's an over-the-top witch hat. We got the braids on top of that. But beyond that, the giant emblem crest on it, which does glow when her ult is ready, which is neat. It's just not doing it for me. It's too simple. You can't just show me Lisa's hat and then expect me to be impressed with Mona's hat. I actually like the little starlet designs at the end of Mona's twin tails, though. Those are kind of neat. But if I want to just judge what she's wearing on the head, not in her hair, the hair clips in her ponytails do not count. Because it's not on her head. It's hanging below her head. But you're at the top of A tier for now. Maybe you'll get knocked down a peg. Kaeya. Now, I've mentioned this already. So, Kaeya. Ranking the hats in Genshin Impact. Now, a hat I've already mentioned is any accessory that is worn on your head. An eye patch is an accessory that is worn on your head. And we have a really big eye patch bias here on this channel. So, Kaeya, you are going to sit at the top of C tier. You're up there with Amber. Although, not much personality there, so we'll actually put you behind Amber. But you get to be in C tier. You don't get to sit in D tier with all the people that are just putting a hair accessory in there. Diluc. He wears a mask in the manga. That's actually pretty neat. So, it puts him outside of D tier. We'll put him with his brother over here in C tier. Razor. Now, Razor actually is another one of those characters that I don't have on my account, so I actually kind of forget about them. In fact, if they weren't in last year's Windbloom event, I don't even think I would have remembered them. Now, I don't remember enough about Razor. Is that a hat or is that a hood? Because if it's a hood, he's going in the no hat tier. But if it's actually like a cowl, we can put him up there. Let's get a shot from behind. Nah, that's a hood. That's not a hat. That's a hood. Sorry, Razor. We've been really generous with a lot of characters, but we're putting you in the no hat tier. Fun fact about this tier list is one of the reasons we wanted to do this tier list was because it was an idea from one of our mods that doing a tier list like this would let me basically slot anybody I want, wherever I want. But the main reason would be, as a suggestion, is because I could chop up each one of these into like little 1-minute shorts, and then this will give me like 60 shorts that I can just maybe make a playlist of. And eventually this will probably just generate more attention on the channel. Bennet. Now, goggles, traditionally not a hat, but because they're wraparound goggles, they are worn, which means these goggles count as a hat by the definition that we gave at the beginning of the video. So yeah, Bennet is technically wearing a hat. Does it add to their personality? Honestly, it does. It accents their personality because it's a safety feature, and for someone as accident-prone as Bennet, goggles are a fine addition. Now let's just get you a hard hat while we're at it, because I think you need one of those. Maybe a helmet. You know what? Maybe like a full covering night helmet, and you can wear the goggles right in the faceplate. But until then, we're gonna put you in the C tier. You're gonna go above Diluc, though, because Diluc only wears the mask when he's doing his Batman thing. You, on the other hand, are always wearing those goggles. Niguang! Where do I want to rank Niguang's hat? Niguang's hat is probably just the hair accessory, so you get to go in the D tier with all the other people who have hair clips. I'll put you above Lumine, though, because yours is more expensive than a flower you found on the side of the road. Alright, now a step up from Niguang, we have Beidou. Beidou has the same hair stick accessory, but as we clarified with Kaeya, an eye patch is a hat. And you are actually going to sit in C. And honestly, Amber, you've been at the top of C for a while. I think it's fair that we bump you down one. Beidou, top of C tier. Alrighty. Keqing. As a Keqing main, I'm going to be inherently biased here. And a lot of you probably want me to throw her right into the no hat tier. But Keqing has a hair accessory, and a hair accessory is a hat. Not just any hair accessory. Her hair accessory also doubles as a hunting tool, and a cooking stick, and an all-amount pragmatic use. Although, this doesn't really reflect her personality, outside of the fact that she does enjoy shopping and buying such items, but it's more that her personality makes use of every part of her outfit and design, so I really like Keqing as a character. Anywho, we're putting you in C tier. No, not C tier. I'm putting you... You're in a hair accessory, but my bias is going to jump you up into the C tier. You know what? Fine. You can be the cat. You're just the cap of D tier. Why do I have Diluc in here again? Oh, because a mask. Mask, that's right. Sorry, Keqing. I want to put you higher, Keqing. Maybe someday we'll get a third outfit with her. You know what? If those were cat ears she's wearing, we would bump her up into C tier. C is for cat. But you are not a cat. You have the bamboo shoot hairstyle. Alright. Xiangling, another character that I don't look at all that often. Now, Xiangling, I want to say, doesn't wear a hat? Oh, she's got a hair clip. She's got a little hair accessory. Welcome to the club, Xiangling. You barely qualify for anything beyond D. Now, another character that I don't know much about because I keep putting off doing their character hangout event. Chongyun. I don't think Chongyun wears a hat. I'm just noticing that all the guys are in here. Come on, guys. Guys can wear hats. It's not that hard. Just put a hat on. Guys can wear hair accessories. I tie my hair up sometimes. It's not that hard. Now, speaking of people who can accessorize, let's look at our next person. Xingque. Another name that's going to be hard for me to spell. Now, that is an earring. That is not a hair accessory. So, Xingque, welcome to the No Hat Club. Population, almost all the male characters at this point. Kaeya, continuing to be a meme on this channel by showing that they are different from the other people. Now, if only Ether actually tied their hair up with something other than just a braid. But even then, it still wouldn't count. Qiqi, another character I don't have at my account. Qiqi's hat is actually pretty simple, but it's pretty stereotypical. I think I've seen it on every Zhongli vampire-type character that I've seen in every fictional media ever. Does that make it feel unoriginal? No. Because, well, yes, it makes it seem unoriginal. But credit where credit is due, it's a cool hat. I'm going to put you at the top of B tier for now. It does reflect your personality as well because it has it's your Zhangji. The hat accomplishes the goal. It's a hat. Alright. Rating Genshin characters based on their hat. Venti. Venti wears a hat. It is a beret-esque hat, which is stereotypical of a bard, which does convey character design and character personality. Venti read the assignment. As for any other unique things about the hat, can I say anything more about its intricate design? Doesn't it have like a feather in it? It does. It does have the 2 feathers and a flower. Interesting. I may have given this, I don't have Venti on my account, so I probably have just not been giving it a good, honest opinion. It's a good hat. In fact, I think we'll say, as far as berets go, it's pretty good. We'll put it in A. Klee's hat. Klee. Now, Klee's hat is amazing. I love Klee's hat. It's got the little insignia on it, which is basically her little calling card. It does have a brim, which is really nice. It's stark black. It basically gives the impression of a military officer's cap, which might reflect her role as the Spark Knight. So it does have a bit of her personality, as well as the little badge with the feather on it. It's an all-around really good hat. That is a hat I would like to own. And I bet some people do own it. And honestly, despite it, I want to put it higher than A, but it's definitely deserving of at least A. And now that I look at this list over again, I think we'll bump Sucrose up to the A as well. You know what? Qiqi, you can come up here too. We're going to keep populating the A tier. Tartaglia. They wear a mask, and they keep it as a hair clip when they're not wearing it, which is just really practical when you think about it. Alright, so Ajax, unlike Diluc, who doesn't constantly wear their mask, you're doubling it up. So we're going to put you a tier above Diluc. So we'll put you in B tier. I was just complaining earlier about how almost all the male characters don't seem to wear hats, but now we have one that wears a hat. I guess asked and answered. Diona. What do I think about Diona's hat? It's a simple hat. Ooh, it's got stitching on it. And it's also got a band, multiple patterns. You can see it from other angles. Can I get to see it from behind? Ooh, it's got an ornate design on the top, too. It's got a little flower design. That's actually really nice. It's basically a knit cap. So it's like Sucrose's, but a lot simpler, but more practical. We'll put you at the back of A tier for now. Zhongli. Our first Archon. But you are not the Archon of hats, so you are going to go in no hat. And we just had a streak of 2 guys that actually were wearing hats. For shame, Zhongli. For shame. Alright. Now, characters with hair accessories again. Xinyan. I really love Xinyan's design. I personally think she looks better with her hair down, but with her hair up, she's wearing a hat! Which means we can put her at least above all of these people tying up their hair. I'll put you in C tier because yours at least is more aesthetically different. The spikes really add to it. Albedo! I just complimented how we had 2 characters in a row that were male wearing hat. Now I gotta throw Albedo as the second male character in a row not wearing a hat. Alrighty. Continuing to rate Genshin characters on how they wear hats. Here we go, it's Ganyu. Womp womp. If the horns were an accessory, I'd put you up in at least D tier, maybe C tier. But unfortunately, those are not something you wear on your head, those are part of your head. Maybe get like a ribbon or something. You can wear a bow. Come on. Hoyo, give Ganyu a hat. I know you just gave her a brand new outfit. But I would like to have a hat. Xiao. I want to get a closer look at Xiao. Does Xiao have a hair clip? Please tell me Xiao has a hair clip. Oh, that's right. Xiao has the mask. Yes, we can put... Xiao has a hat. A mask is a hat. It's an accessory you wear on your head. We'll put you at the back of C tier. Actually, I'm going to rearrange these to be more accurate. You only wear it in your idol, but that's enough for me to put you ahead of Diluc. C is for masks. Alrighty. Now, the character that inspired me to make this list the first time. Or one of the characters that inspired me to make this list the first time. It's time to talk about Hutao's hat! A hat that she got from her grandfather, which means it reflects her personality. It is a very interesting design hat. I don't know the particular name of it, but it has a somewhat of a slight brim. The fact that she adds flowers to it is also a really nice touch that just accents her personality even further. It's a really cool hat, and it is a hat I would love to own. I would probably even add my own spin to it. Maybe I would add like a tree branch of my own to it. I don't know if I would use the same type of flower, but yeah, I would probably put like a feather in it instead. But I would love to own Hutao's hat. And Hutao, you are going to be... Because of the fact that your hat reflects more of your personality than some of the others in the A tier, we're actually going to put you in the S tier. You're one of the hats that was basically one of the inspirations for this list. And actually, you know what? We're going to put you up there. You are the first character to be put in the top hat tier. Alright, Rosaria. Another character I don't own, but has a really interesting headpiece. Now, we already have Barbara sitting up in B tier. Now, if Barbara's the deaconess, why is Rosaria's hat look more fitting of a deaconess, in my opinion? When I think of someone high-ranking member of the church, I'm thinking ornate, headdress, or a ridiculous stupid pope hat. Got none of that from Barbara, but we do get it from Rosaria. Bottom of A tier you go. Alrighty, another one of the characters that was one of the inspirations for me wanting to rank hats in Genshin. We have Yanfei. Yanfei has a very, very unique hat. So unique, in fact, that it has so many intricate parts of its design. It has hanging pieces, it has cloth, it has gold embroidery, it has gem embroidery. It's also supposedly meant to somewhat feel like a scholar's cap. In addition to all that, it reflects her personality. It matches her color palette. It's a hat I would love to own in real life. All of these things make it another S-tier hat. Eula. What do I have to say about Eula's hat? Let's move over here real quick. So, Eula. What do I want to think about Eula's hat? Now, Eula has a headband. It's covered mostly by her hair, so it's not really contributing much to the kit. But then she has this feather in her hat. Her hair as well as an accessory, so she knows how to accessorize. We're going to put her with her friend Amber. We'll put you a little bit behind Amber. You're always wearing it, but it doesn't really say much about your personality. I would love to rank you higher, but unfortunately, we can't. Now, Kazuha. Another one of the characters that it might not see it by this image. If you know, you know. Boom. Kazuha doesn't always wear a hat, but when they do, boy do they wear it. Some might even say they wear multiple. Ayaya, it's Ayaka. Ayaka is wearing quite a few things in her hair, and quite a few things on her head. Not to mention, we also have the outfit where she's dressed as that character from the Fontaine detective novel. So, actually, Ayaka, we're gonna put you at the... I'm gonna put you at the top of A tier. She pulls off a boater really well. Yoymiya. Oh boy. Now, I mentioned that Beidou was the top of C tier earlier. But when it comes to hair accessories, I think Yoymiya takes the cake. We got a rope in there. We got like a ornament hanging off the side. We got 2 ropes. And ribbons. Galore. Top of C tier for Yoymiya. If it wasn't for the fact that I've invested so heavily in Amber, I would pull on your banner. Alright, Sayu. That's a hood. That's not a hat. Raiden Shogun, or Raiden A. I guess her sister, Raiden Makoto, or Mei, whatever, also counts. The longtime fans of the channel will know that this is my least favorite character, but despite my biases against this character, I'm still going to give her a very fair opinion here. She wears a flower. She wears a hair clip. Where do hair clips go? Hair clips go in the D tier. However, because you're wearing multiple, I will bump you up above Diluc. And actually, I'll put you up here with Xinyan. In fact, we'll put you ahead of Xinyan. You get to be in C tier. C is for hair clip. C is for clip. Alright. We have next up, Simp. Crazy Shoe Lady. Tengu. Kujo Sara. She wears a mask. I don't think we've ever seen her wear that mask on her face, but she wears it on her head quite a bit. Similar to Tartaglia. It's a very intricately designed mask, and it has a lot of features and designs. We're going to put you... Honestly, I'll put you right behind Tartaglia, because we've actually seen Tartaglia wear the mask on their face. Xiao, see this? This is how you wear a mask. If Xiao wore a mask up here, he'd be up here with you two. But Xiao gets to sit in C tier. Kujo Sara, B tier. At least you're wearing it. Sangonomiya Kokome. One of my favorite characters. I do not own her on my account, sadly. But she's wearing some type of priestess tiara. It's interesting. It looks like it's made out of coral. It's a headdressy type thing. We'll put you in the B tier, but we'll put you at the top of B tier. Never mind. We'll put you right behind Barbara. Now that I keep looking at this, I kind of just want to move Noelle back into the front of B tier. Alright. Kokomi, you can sit in B. Middle of B. Aloy! Now here's the part where we ask my... Let's do a fun thing for Aloy. I am going to message someone in Discord. A close friend, fellow streamer, ShadowWolf149. Some of you may follow them on Twitch. And I'm going to ask them a simple question. How should I rate Aloy's hat? And we will leave that question there. And until then, otherwise, I'll leave them in the no hat tier. Moving on, Toma. Now, how do I rate Toma's hat? Toma has a headband, basically. A headband with some horns on it. And, honestly, it's neat. It's not that fancy. It's a headpiece. I'd say it's better than a hair clip. Better than an eye patch. We'll put you at the back of B. Alrighty then. It's Ito. Arataki Ito. Does Arataki Ito wear a hat? No, Arataki Ito does not. Those are horns, not accessories. Now, Goro, on the other hand. Goro, I want to get a closer look. Does Goro wear... Goro has a hair clip. Where do hair clips go? Hair clips go in the C tier. C tier for clip. I'll put you right behind... It's just a tiny little hair clip. It's barely noticeable. You can go with Xiangling. You put some effort in. You managed to accessorize, and I'll give you credit for that. Shenhe. Shenhe has a hair clip. It's a really fancy hair clip, though. So, really fancy hair clips can go into C tier. It at least is something to look at. Oh, another character that is very interesting. We have another bonnet here. Yunjin. Yunjin has a really elaborate bonnet. It's got a lot of multiple colors. It does make her give off the impression that she looks like a doll, and I know that's the design they're probably going for by making her wear a hat like that. But it's very interesting and underrated in my opinion. So I'm actually going to put it relatively high into the B tier. Right behind Noelle. Alrighty, next up on our rating all the hats in Genshin, we have Yoymiya. I mentioned this before when I talked about Rosaria, but when I think high-ranking member of religion, I think headdress, I think ornate design. Yoymiya, you going right up there with Rosaria. Barbara, take notes! Ayato. Another guy who can accessorize. Definitely a guy who could pull it off, though. I was really hoping we'd get a new skin for him during that event with, I just realized Chevreuse isn't on this. Nope, there, she's down there. The event with Chevreuse. It would have been really neat to have him actually wear a cool musketeer outfit for the two musketeers. Disappointing. Didn't happen. Alrighty. Yelan. Where do I want to rate Yelan's hat? I know where I want to rate Yelan's hat. Do you have a hair clip? I think she has a tiny little barely noticeable hair clip. So she can go at the bottom of D. Where all the put the minimum effort into their hair accessories go. Alrighty, Kuki Shinobu. Kuki Shinobu has a mask, and it's a mask they always wear. In addition to that, they have a ribbon. We're doubling down. We'll put you, honestly, we'll put you high up in the B tier, Qiqi. Good job. Next up on rating the hats in Genshin, we have Heizo. Where do I want to put Heizo? Does Heizo wear a headband or anything? I want to get a closer look at Heizo. Cuisine Heizo. You have a ponytail. And is that a ribbon? I can't tell. No, that's just a black streak of hair. I think. I got nothing here. You tied up your hair like Jean, so I'll put you next to Jean. You put some effort in. Tighnari. Does Tighnari have a hair clip? Now we're getting into the muddy part of the stream where I'm going to be constantly having to look for reference because I have no idea on some of these characters because I haven't seen them really up close in a while, especially the ones I don't own. And Tighnari has like an earpiece on. That's on your ear, it's not on your head per se. I don't count earrings as hats. If it was on your head proper and not your ear is more optional. Tighnari really goes all out with the accessories, but granted, because of their ears, it's very hard for you to wear a hat, and I get that. Maybe we can get you a headband. But for now, into the no hat tier, which I'm really starting to realize is kind of a sausage fest. It's like almost all of the male demographic of the game is right in here in the no hat tier. Come on, Hoyo! Give us some hats! We need some hats for these characters. I know Aether said he wouldn't get a skin, but you can give Aether a hat. In fact, they've given Aether a hat several times in the story mode, now that I think about it. Do I want to count those? Maybe I should do that just to put something out here. Aether, you wore flowers on your head. We'll put you over here occasionally, but you don't always wear it. You've also worn a mask sometimes, but not always. We'll move Aether into the D tier just so I can take some people out of it. Klee! Klee has a hair clip. Now all we need to do is add Klee to have a bow. Klee is probably one of my favorite characters, especially for those who read the manga. Here's my obligatory, we talked about Klee for 30 seconds, so go read the Genshin Impact manga if you haven't, part of my stream that I always do whenever we talk about Klee. That being said, it's a really fancy hair clip. We'll put you in C. We'll put you ahead of the Raiden Shogun, because I like you more than the Raiden Shogun. In fact, I like you more than Bennet. You can go ahead of Kaeya too. There you go. You can sit next to Amber. Yeah. That's where you go. That's where you belong, Klee. Alright. Tori. Another character I don't own but would like to own. I think she gets way too much hate from the community in my personal opinion. Especially considering Dory really went all out with the head accessories. Look at that hat. It's amazing. How can you say that's a poorly designed character? I'm not talking about her kit. I'm talking about her hat. Dory, this is the kind of hat I wish Sucrose was wearing. You get to go into S tier. Speaking of elaborate religious headdresses, that's a bit of a weird transition. Rating the Genshin characters' hats, it's time for Sino, Alejandro's character. Alrighty. Sino is wearing a really fancy ornate headdress to the point where when their character was revealed in the Travail trailer, I thought they were going to be some type of religious priest. And when we go to explore that tomb in the desert, we also get to see that there's a previous person that wore a similar one that was a religious priest. And it's really weird that the general of the Mahamatra wears an elaborate headdress like this that really gives me religious connotations. But that's enough about the religious connotations. It's a really spectacular, over-the-top, overly designed headdress into S tier. This is what I wish Barbara, Yaimiko, and Rosaria were wearing. Or at least Barbara and Yaimiko. Maybe even Kokomi. That's the kind of hat I wish they wore. Speaking of fancy headdresses and headbands, a character I kind of forget exists because she doesn't do much in the story. It's Candace. Honestly, she accessorizes well. I can see why Dia wants her to accessorize more. She could pull off a number of hats. Imagine someday we're going to get alternate skin Candace. I'm predicting it now. Mark your calendars. We're getting an alternate skin for Candace. Candace, you can go to the... I'll put you in B tier. Candace can go in B tier. You're ahead of Thoma, and we'll put you ahead of the... We'll put you... You'll be top of B tier. Now, we'll put you behind Noelle. Really high in B tier. Candace, love what you do. I just wish you did more. Alrighty. Rating the hats in Genshin. A character that I honestly don't like all that much. But it's time for Nilou. Is she a character that I like a lot? No. Is her character story questionably bad? Also, yes. Does she know how to make a really cool hat? Yes, she does. Those are not horns, unlike with Ganyu. That is a hat. It is an accessory designed more particularly for costume purposes. And it's a really overly done costume design. On top of that, we have the veil. A tier it goes. I just wish that we would get an alternate outfit for Nilou because we still actually haven't seen what she supposedly wears in her normal everyday, because that's the outfit she made for the Sub-Zero's festival, which was one quest for one day. Why does she not have, like, a normal outfit besides that? But that's enough ragging on Nilou. Cool character design. I wish we had an alternate outfit for her. Alright, it's time for the best Archon. Farina who? No, it's Nahida time. We're rating Nahida's hat and hair accessories. She got the leaf. She has a leaf. That's all she needs. But she went above and beyond. And then she has a really fancy hair clip to tie for the side ponytail. Into the hair clip category you go, Nahida. I'll put you right next to Klee. Maybe do something about Kale's sickness while you're there. Alrighty. Now it's time to rate another Genshin character's hat. It's time for Layla. Now, Layla is none that I want to get a closer look at because it's just similar to Razor. We have to decide, is it a hat or is it a hood? Let's get a closer look at the splash art. And I want to say that's a hood, but it doesn't look like it's attached. It's kind of just there. Is it attached to this neck piece? Yeah, it's a hood. It's a hood. Is she wearing a tiara over the hood? Really interesting design. Unfortunately, technically, by the definitions we used at the beginning of the video, it's not a hat. It's attached to her neck piece. Real shame, Layla. I had high hopes for you. You were the dark horse of this tournament. Alright. The man, the myth, the legend, it's time for Hat Guy Logan on my account. Boom. Top tier. Nothing needs to be said. The man has so much hat energy that they named him Hat Guy. How can I not put Hat Guy at the top of the list? Do you think I'm mad? Well, I am mad. I'm insane. But I'm enjoying every minute of it. Alright, next up on our hat tier list, it's time to rate Madame Farazan's hat. And she has hair clips. Boop. Next official you go. Alrighty. Now, time to rate another Genshin character for their hat. It's Alhaitham. What do I have to say about Alhaitham's hat? That's an earpiece. It's functional. Do I count it as a hat? Do I count this as a hat? Technically, it's plugged into something down here, so it's actually an accessory to something else. You can wear it on your head. Do I count an earpiece? I said we don't count earrings because you wear it on your ear, so we're going to have to sadly put Alhaitham in the no hat. But to give you another chance, because you're a cool character, I'm going to scrub all over your design because I want to make sure you're not wearing a hair clip. No hair clip. Only earpiece. Sad panda. Another guy goes into the no hat tier. Alrighty. Another character time to rate for their headwear. It's Yao Yao. Yao Yao is the name of this character. I didn't forget. You forgot. Yao Yao. They wear bells. And then they tie their hair up in really knot-like braids. Where do I want to put bells? It's definitely something that I don't traditionally think is a hat, but you're wearing it as an accessory. So, I'll put you up here. We'll put you next to Xinyan. It's definitely different. Alrighty, one of my favorite characters is up next. We're going to rate Dia's hat. Now, Dia's hat is a nice little hair clip that looks like cat ears. Take notes, Keqing. This is how you make your way into the C tier. Alright, Mika. How do we rate Mika's hat? Mika, sadly, as another one of the many, many, many members of the male demographic of Genshin, does not wear a hat. Not even a hair clip. Alright, it's time for Dr. Beidou. What do I have to say about Dr. Beidou's hat? Dr. Beidou, do you have a hair clip at least? You look like you might if I close up on you. You know what? It's time. I didn't want to play this card, but I want to get more characters into the not hat tier. Sorry, out of the not hat tier. Beidou wears glasses. Glasses are an accessory you can wear on your head. Yes, they're probably prescription and he needs them, but I need any excuse to get somebody out of the D tier into the D tier. Bottom of D, Dr. Beidou. D for doctor. Alright. Now it's time to rate the hat of Kaveh. Kaveh has like a feather in their head. That is actually really just a feather, huh? You really went to the Lumine school of hair accessories, huh? We'll put you over here next to Lumine. It's a you put something in your hair you found on the ground. Golf clap for you, sir. Golf clap for you. It got you out of the no hat tier. See, look at how hard none of these people are trying. You could at least do what Lumine and Kaveh did. You could take something off the ground and shove it in your hair. But nah, you're hatless. Hatless. This is hatless behavior. Anywho. Moving on. Alrighty. It's Kirara. I don't remember your character's name. Kirara has cat ears. Are they real? I don't remember how this controversy got resolved or not. You have hair clips and hair accessories. You have... So, we're going to at least put you in the D tier for bare minimum effort. We'll put you next to the other not a cat. We'll put you next to Keqing. Top of D tier. Alrighty. Another one of the characters that was not one of the impetus for the creating of this, but we're going to rate their hat regardless. It's time to rate Lenny's hat. Lenny's hat, by default, goes in the top hat tier. Oh, thank you. Now, we're going to double up here. Not only are we going to rate Lenny, boom, right next to you, that's where your sister belongs. And boom, Fremine, 3-in-1. All three of you, amazing hats. Fremine, actually, we're going to move you above your siblings because you wear 2 hats. You got the beret and the diving helmet. Alrighty. We're almost done. Not too many left. Okay. Now it's time to rate another Genshin character's hat. It's time to rate Monsieur Neuvelette's hat. How do I spell Neurvelette? I need a closer look. Please tell me you have a hair clip. Please tell me you have a hair clip. Oh, hang on. Hang on. That's a hair clip. Oh, he's got a hair clip. Hair clip, hair clip. It's a really fancy hair clip too, actually. Let's look at a close look at that. It's ornate. It's gold. Yeah. Stands out. We'll put you top of D tier. Right ahead of Keqing. Alright. Wriotheslay. It's Josija. Alright. What do I have to say about Wriotheslay? Wriotheslay's hat. Does Wriotheslay have a hat? Does Wriotheslay have a hair clip? Any accessories at all? Wriotheslay. Rio the Slay. No hair clip. No nothing. So, Wriotheslay sadly has 0 head accessories at all. He has earrings, but those don't count. They accessorize your ear, not your head. Not even a mask. Well, the Duke of Meripede can go to the no-hat jail that is the no-hat club. Alrighty. Only a few left. Rating the hats of Genshin Impact, it's Furina's time to shine. Not only does she go in the top hat tier, she goes to the top of the top hat tier because her top hat isn't just a hat, it's a crown. It's got ornate and intricate patterns woven into it. It's got the band, it's the full package. This is the creme de la creme of hats. When I originally planned on doing this hat tier list, she wasn't even a character revealed yet. And here she is now. Top of the top tier. Alrighty. Let's continue. Rating the hats in Genshin Impact, it's time to rate the hat of one of my favorite characters that has ever been added to the game, whose name escapes me because I don't really like her that much. I'm just joking. It's Charlotte! Anywho, I love Charlotte's hat. Charlotte's hat is a classic newsboy. She's one of the impetuses for the "Meanwhile in the 1920s" meme that we do here on this channel. And not only does she have a really interesting newsboy, she has a feathered cap at it. It's gold-studded. It's embroidered. She even went above and beyond. She's got stuff hanging off the side of it, and she's wearing a monocle that has something hanging off the monocle. She came to party. Fontaine is going to populate the top of this list. You know what? I was going to put her in the S tier. But bam, Charlotte, you go into the top tier. You belong there. I would wear your hat if I owned it. Alright, continuing to rate the hats of Fontaine at this point. It's time to rate Navia. Now, Navia's hat is above and beyond to the point that I want to get a closer look at it, because we have a lot to talk about with Navia. Let's look at this hat. Look at this hat. It's fancy. It's got all the aspects of a ship captain, the wide brim, the anchor accessory, the black rose, the spina de Rusula, so to speak, as well as it accenting her yellow color palette very nicely. Could it be better? Yes, but it checks every box and it manages to be as fancy as possible. Top tier you go. In fact, we're actually going to put you above all of the House of the Hearth people. We're putting you above Hat Guy. We're putting you above Hat Collector Hutao. In all honesty, I actually want to put you ahead of Farina. Farina's hat is cool, but it's a little bit impractical and tiny. Navia's hat. Mwah, chef's kiss. Alrighty. Rating the hats of Genshin Impact, it's time for Chevreuse. She is wearing a Shako, which is a very interesting hat choice. It definitely accentuates the musketeer design. In addition, we've mentioned before on this list, an eye patch, by the definitions we use here, is a hat. It's an accessory you wear on your head. The gold and red accents her design even more. And we're actually going to have to put Chevreuse in the top tier. S is too low for you. In fact, it's on the list of hats that I would love to own, so we're actually going to put you over here above Farina. And while we're at it, we'll move Charlotte up. Nah, Charlotte's fine where they are. Anywho, Chevreuse. Well designed, well executed. I would love to wear that hat, and I would love to wear that eye patch too. Alrighty, we've managed to finally rank all the Fontaine characters. All that's left is the most recently added characters. So it's time to rate the hats of the Adepti. It's time to rate Chongyun? Is that her name? Cloud Retainer. What do I think of Cloud Retainer's hat? She's got an interesting ribbon. She's got glasses. I guess we'll put you next to Beidou. No, I don't want to put you behind. We'll put you behind Dia. You read the assignment and you put some effort in. Gaming. Time to rate Gaming's hat. What do I think about Gaming's hat? It's a headband. Effort was made. At least you're wearing it all the time. I'd take a headband over a hair clip. But we'll put you over here with the bare minimum effort gang right here in the D tier. Right in the middle of D. It's better than a tiny hair clip that's missable. And now, lastly, we've reached the end of this series for now. Maybe we'll do another one of these after like 5.0 drops or something. Or like 6.0. After the main story is done in Natlan, we'll do another one of these. But it's time for the last character of this stream, which was done during the 4.5 update. Chiori. What do I think about Chiori's hat? I want to drop her in a special tier just because she has the most horrifying shoes in the game. But unfortunately, this isn't a shoes tier list. And if we do a shoes tier list, I'm going to have the game open at the same time. Because I really doubt I have photos of all of their feet. Because I am not a degenerate. I don't have feet pics ready at the go. Anywho, she's got flowers. She's got her hair tied up. She's got a few accessories. She's got a lot of accessories. So we'll put her in the C tier. We'll put her towards the top. We'll actually put her right above Yoymiya. We'll put her right behind Yoymiya. And there, we did it. This is the final list. Take a look, everybody. Let's, where do I zoom out? Boop, boop. There we go. This is the tier list. All the characters in Genshin Impact rated by how much I like their hats. How cool are their hats? This is how cool. These are the best hats in Genshin. Thank you all for stopping by. I'll catch you all in the next stream. And if you would like to see when we're going to do streams like this in the future, the best way to do that would be to follow me on Discord, the links to which will be in the YouTube descriptions of many of the shorts that were in this, as well as this full live stream when it goes up on YouTube. Until next time, I will see you all in the next video, the next stream, a YouTube short, and in my Discord. Bye-bye. Until next time.